Hey guys, I'm going to go over a bulletin that was put out in San Antonio, Texas, or in Texas somewhere, and it's regarding us, basically. Now, Mexican Padilla shared this on Facebook, and I am going to make it my thumbnail. I'm hoping it lets me have the whole thing. If not, don't worry about it. I'm going to read it to you right here, the whole thing. I wrote it all down. On the thumbnail, you will see I blackened out the faces and names of the First and Second Amendment auditors in Texas. That they put these guys as pictures, they doxed them, and they put their AKA YouTube names. I blackened all of that out because I don't want to feed into the frenzy of hate against auditors that the law enforcement officials in Texas are feeding into. It's not about them. I respect them. I'm subscribed to every one of those guys, by the way, and many of you probably are subscribed to them as well. But you guys, I'm not judging you or criticizing you if you do stuff. Like Felipe Hemming says, I love that guy. You do you, boo-boo. Okay? I might tell you what I do, and here's what I do, and so forth. I'm not telling you to be like me. I'm just kind of so that you guys understand where I'm coming from, and you can still judge me if you want. So let's go through this real quick. Let's knock it out. In recent years, SWTFC has shared information regarding so-called First and Second Amendment auditors. Let me tell you something. If you're out there, open carry, with the Second Amendment, or if you're recording the police doing a First Amendment audit, you're not a so-called. You're doing it. Just saying. These are private citizens, freelance journalists. These are private citizens that engage in activities that include confronting law enforcement officers, berating them with verbal attacks. Now, I have seen some cop watchers berating the police or verbally berating law enforcement officers. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to judge you. You do you, boo-boo. But I will say to any law enforcement officers that may come across this video here, I don't initiate verbally berating you. I only respond to it, okay? And I'm going to go over, I might be redundant in a few of these things. I apologize up front here. But if you confront me and you try to bully me or intimidate me simply because I have a camera in my hand or a phone that I'm recording with, you're going to get a response. Just know that. But no, if I'm standing there recording you, I'm not going to start verbally berating you. But I will respond if you try to bully me or intimidate me. Now, I do initiate sometimes, like if I see, and I seen it the other night, it was probation that did it. A public law enforcement officer or official driving down a sidewalk, I'm going to initially contact you. I'm going to say, look at this guy driving. What are you doing? You're driving down the sidewalk. If we try that, we get a citation. If you try that, you go, I'm a cop. Oh, yeah, you can go. Low battery. Let's click that off. So, but yeah, so I initially contacted you. We had a Hemet officer once. The car went through the fence. They were looking through the trunk. And this girl comes up. I guess it was her stuff in the trunk. And she said something about the stuff in the trunk. And he goes, none of your business. Go away. Shut up. And I called him out. I said, yeah, that was professional. Yeah, that's how you serve the public. Tell them to shut up and go away. So yeah, sometimes I will initiate contact with law enforcement officers, but it's not to verbally berate you. It's to let you know you need to tweak your people skills. You need to stop breaking the law, stuff like that. But I'm not going to verbally berate them and call them pigs and tyrants. Unless they come to me, I'm going to respond. Does that make sense? Moving on. I talk a lot, so anybody who's new to this channel, I talk a lot. They go on to say about First and Second Amendment auditors, refusing to identify themselves. Yeah, we don't have to identify ourselves in states that are not stop and ID states, or states that, you have to be placed under arrest or suspected of committing a crime, having committed a crime, or you're about to commit a crime, and I've explained that, before you have to ID. In other words, you can't just come up to California, you just can't come up to me and go, I want your ID because you're recording me. Fuck up, No, yeah, we refuse to ID ourselves because we don't want you calling our jobs and all of this stuff and trying to be dicks simply because we're recording you. Rancho Cucamonga Police Department. Rancho Cucamonga Police Department. You know who you are. And videotaping the encounters. Oh no, it goes on. I'm sorry, I skipped something. Refusing to identify themselves oftentimes. Refusing to obey lawful orders. I rarely have seen a cop watcher or First Amendment auditor refusing to obey a lawful order. A lot of times what you think is a lawful order, law enforcement officer, is not a lawful order. If someone's not breaking the law, they are legally standing on a sidewalk or in a public area, exercising a constitutional right, like First Amendment, you can't come up and tell them to go away or back up or ID. That's not a lawful order. You might think it is because you're a cop and you got a badge, but I'm telling you, it's not a lawful order. So when we refuse to obey, we're not disobeying a lawful order. We're disobeying your bullying tactic. And videotaping the encounter before uploading them on social media platforms. That's what we do. We put you on social media and everybody can see you, and the people in your community can go, you're the bad cop, huh? You're the dick that was going off on the guy and putting a flashlight in his face. That was you. I saw that, you asshole. That's why we do it. So people in the community will know about you. And it's not libel. It's not slander. We're not running your character down. We're simply recording the moment, and you're choosing as an adult to act in an unprofessional manner by your own choosing. We're not making you do it. You made me do that. Come on, you're a grown-up. You're not a 4-year-old kid. Well, you act like one sometimes, but you're not. And I'm talking to specific people. Not all law enforcement officers are like that. You know who you are. Let me put that. I heard a preacher one time say, when you have a dog in a pack barking and you throw a rock, the one that gets hit with the rock is the one that yelps the loudest. The other ones that don't get hit, they're like, not me. So if you're yelping, you got hit. Moving on. The following individuals have seemingly joined forces and are currently concentrating their efforts in and around the San Antonio area. And I blacked out their faces and names because this isn't about them. It's about all of us as a national community of First Amendment auditors, Second Amendment auditors, Fourth Amendment auditors, Fifth Amendment auditors, and cop watchers. There's probably more amendments, but those. We're all concentrating our efforts. In fact, we need more people concentrating their efforts. We need you people that aren't filming or recording the police. Grab a recording device, and when you see cherries and berries, thank you California Guardian for that term, when you see cherries and berries, you film them or record them. Make sure you hold them accountable. We need more people concentrating their efforts. Nationally, the purpose of this situational awareness bulletin, we're making you aware of people recording you, is to make officers and officials aware of the tactics employed by these individuals. What tactics? Now it says by these individuals, I'm sure they're talking about the auditors and cop watchers whose faces are blacked out on my thing. But let me tell you something. It's inferred that they're speaking about all of us nationally. Why? Because we do the same thing. We record the police. As always, officers should develop their own probable cause. Let me say that again. As always, officers should develop their own probable cause. They actually put that in the bulletin. They actually put that in words. That's actually typed into the bulletin. As always, officers should develop their own probable cause. Not whatever the facts are. Develop your own probable cause for arrest as the situation dictates. That's a general statement, isn't it? as the situation dictates. What does that even mean? Develop your own probable cause. You don't want them there? Just find a PC and arrest them. Now, if I'm interpreting this wrong, let me know. I even welcome you bootlickers and snowflakes to comment. Develop your own probable cause for arrest as the situation dictates. What? Not what is the probable cause. Develop your own probable cause. Hey, I'm just reading it. That's what it says. Are you kidding me? Moving on, I can only beat that one so far. Some or all of these individuals may also engage in the open carrying of weapons to possibly draw attention to themselves from officers or the public. Well, I thought under the Second Amendment, you could have a weapon. I think there are some states that don't have open carry law, but Texas is an open carry state. You can walk around with a weapon, a gun. So what is the problem with they may engage in the open carrying of weapons? That's their Second Amendment right as American citizens in the state of Texas. But they had to address it. They may walk around with guns. Yeah, cops walk around with guns too. You don't hear people complaining about that. Moving on. The individuals have proven in the past that they will intentionally try to provoke an emotional response from officers or officials that they contact. And I have seen cop watchers or First Amendment auditors that have intentionally tried to provoke a response. I've seen it. However, in the majority of cases, that's actually the minority of videos that I've seen. In the majority of videos, and most every cop watching and auditing video I've seen, they're contacted first. They're responding. The camera person is responding to an initial contact. So don't give me that they're going to try to intentionally provoke an emotional response. Look, if you shine a flashlight in my face, you're going to get a response. Don't tell me I'm provoking a response from you. I'm responding to your asshole maneuver of putting a spotlight in my camera and my face or putting a flashlight in my face. I now carry a little makeup mirror. Try that now and you're going to get a light in your face back. And it's probably going to be double because I've heard that mirror reflects light double. I'm going to get back to that in a second, right here in this next sentence. But we don't try to intentionally provoke an emotional response. We're responding to your contacts, cops. So here's what you do. Now look what it says. All officers are reminded to practice good tactics at all times. Do they listen to that? Hell no. Now some do. Look, I've met law enforcement officers that do practice good tactics. They do, and they're like, hey, how's it going, man? Or they just ignore me. That's fine. I don't mind that. Man, this is a long video. I'm sorry it's so long. If you're still watching, God bless you. News Now, Ukaipa. Hey, guys, let me know what you think in the comments section below, as always. I'll see you guys tonight.